Uh, hey, hi everybody.
Oh, we took a long rest.
Did we? Are we gonna canonize that as a between session thing?
Did we take a long rest?
That was something you guys were gonna decide on. If you guys were gonna take a long rest or investigate the door first.
I'm pretty sure we were going to take a long rest.
Oh, uh, can I see if her soul is still there? Is that a thing that I can see or not?
Hmm. Because the plane that you can see is the.
Ethereal plane where the living meet the dead.
Hmm. You know what? I'll say you can see it, but it's more remnants than it is. It's a residual remnant spiritual effect, not an actual them themselves.
I can see her remnants.
It's as if she's already starting the process of moving on, rather than.
Hmm. I could interrupt that process.
How do you plan on doing that, though?
I'd have to go back into the realm and stop her. No, I'll actually. Oh, forget. I'll let her pass. Mm. Do I want to let her pass? No, I have more questions. I'm gonna jaunt. I have 4 minutes to essentially talk with her.
Oh, okay.
So,
Start the clock.
go ahead and jaunt in there. Go ahead and get a timer for 4 minutes. And starting now. I'm gonna walk up to her and I'm gonna say, "Hey, before you pass, you're gonna answer a few more questions for me."
Repeat that, because fucking piece of shit's being piece of shit.
Before you pass, you're gonna answer a few more questions for me.
Alright, so the hazy spectral being that is what was the priestess turns to you and tilts its head to the side and says, "Who are you?"
Um, uh, let's just say I'm in between.
Looks down at herself and kind of looks around a bit, like, "Where are we? What happened?"
You are moving on to the next stages of your life.
Next
Or
stages.
unlife.
Wait, am I dead? But
Correct.
I was just at the market, and then there was this weird door, and now what happened?
You were at the market and there was a weird door. Did you go through the door?
I did.
What happened when you went through the door?
I there was this voice, and I don't remember after that.
What was inside the door and what did the door look like?
Large and like big. It was fancy and it was very out of place. It was something that I felt it calling to me.
Hmm. Hmm. Uh, well, do you remember, having any sort of powers or that you have any magical innate abilities?
I had some magical powers, but I wasn't what you would call a grand sorcerer or anything like that.
Interesting, interesting. Well, I'm sure that in your next life you will be um a well, as grand or as small or as large or as tiny as you want. Because you have done the afterlife the greatest service you can.
Oh, thank you.
A peaceful passing. What is your name?
Ah, I can find a name now.
Jennifer.
Yennefer? Yennefer?
Yeah, sure. I'm really good at making up names. I've met a lot of people in my life. What was her name?
Jezebel.
Jezebel. Perfect. Um, and with that, my time is basically up, so I end my jaunt and I reappear.
All right.
Um, well,
I started fun because the PC version opened up.
I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that I was able to communicate with the soul before she passed on. The bad news is that the soul was that of an innocent person.
Hmm.
So that body was possessed.
Well, that's no good.
Correct. So the name of the person was Jezebel. So we should probably look for someone that is missing a daughter or a wife named Jezebel. So we're dealing with either a deity or demonic. I couldn't quite figure out what type of possession it was, but she told me that she found said door, a door. She kind of described a fancy looking door out in the middle of kind of misplacement, and that it well, called to her.
Hmm.
She did have innate magical powers. So that is something to keep note of. Which means that the door calls to people with magic and I don't know, possesses them. My thought process is that there is a entity behind the door. Thoughts?
I mean, it's quite possible.
I guess that would bring us to our long rest. I wanted to get that done and over with before the long rest. Before
You
the
guys
Nice.
gonna rest down here, or are you gonna go back up to your normal abodes and come back the next day?
no, I think that we should rest here.
Probably, especially with the door right there.
better to guard it and make sure that nothing happens to it.
You guys gonna take shifts guarding it, or are you just gonna rest?
We're just gonna rest right in front of it. We probably should take shifts though. I don't mind taking the first one.
Okay.
Unless you want to take the first one while you're still a Dargan.
I mean, I've already adjusted everything back, it looks like.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
fine.
you didn't do the change back roll before right at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did the fatigue roll and everything like that at the end of the last session.
I did. So I am at exhaustion level. Technically, I'd be at exhaustion level 2 since we're before the um, before the long rest. I failed the roll.
Um, that's fine. I'll take the first watch. It's fine.
Okay.
Well, since Kenny's not here, I'll try my best to play him, but I can't promise at the same level gruff dwarf. He's gonna chime in and say, "How can I trust a fucking damn whore elf like you to keep
then
watch over the night?"
then take the watch with me.
Pauses for a moment, just kind of scowls at you, like, and agree. Guess he would disagree.
If you don't trust me, then watch with me. So me and the dwarf will take the first 4 hours, and the Fluffy and Mbavi will take the second 4 hours.
Sounds good.
You notice that Mbavi is awake the entire time.
Mbavi could have just taken the entire 8 hours.
He's just laying there, making sleeping noises.
He's
Like,
definitely
"Beep."
he's definitely pretending to be asleep, but he's 100% awake.
I hate this so much.
Can't believe you forgot about that. Honestly,
I didn't know about it.
I didn't know about it either.
Uh, I did not know about that. My character would have not remembered, or would have not have known about that.
that's fair.
Not only that, but she's an elf that only sleeps 4 hours, or needs about 6 hours of rest. So, like, I fucking think she would have fucking cared.
All right. Well, throughout your rest, you notice that what you would think would probably be like people walking around, checking in as they come in throughout the day, or shifts or change whatever it is, change guards, and no, none of that happens. There is no new people walking in, and it is dead silent.
Hmm. That's very strange.
We scared them off. I know I didn't kill them all.
Yeah, there was like one that you left.
Unfortunately. I should have killed them all.
Alright, so now it is end of your set long rest. That's all that really you can notice that happened.
Yay!
What a wonderful kind of day.
So in the quote unquote morning.
Whenever you guys awake,
Um,
you guys went in there in that evening, so
yeah, it's honestly.
and you're underground, so it's can't really tell if it's morning or still night.
It is at whatever time of the clock.
Whenever we decided to get our butts in motion.
My first instinct is let's check the door. And this time, I have a request from you, Raspberry.
Okay.
I want you to describe it to me in a different way.
What do you mean?
I feel like my brain's not actually processing what you say when we walk in.
Okay. So
So,
y'all gonna enter
yeah,
said room?
I am. I don't know about everyone else.
Before we do, the door looks like it's just kind of chilling in the center of the room.
It is. It
Are we able
is.
to walk around it?
You can.
Does it open both directions?
It does not.
So it only can be opened from one direction.
Somebody say One Direction.
Oh my god.
Well, I thought we already confirmed this, though.
Oh, the previous one was up on a wall. The second one was also up on a wall.
The second one was in front of an altar. You guys just never looked behind it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was in front of an altar, not up on the wall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm starting to remember more.
So we can't open it from, say, that side. We can only open it from this side.
I mean, you can. It'll just be an empty door frame
So
if
it
you try to walk
only
through from that side.
it only swings one way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can only swing it. So wait, how does it? Hold on. How does it know?
Magical door.
Magical door. Fuck you. Okay. Magical door. Fuck you. Got it.
Same way all doors do it way to open.
Got a point.
Well,
Touche.
does the hinges? Okay. Mm,
Anything else you want to do, or can we move to inside now?
I will happily move inside.
let's go inside.
Wee.
Alright, so the easiest way I can describe how you enter now. You see, is to your left, you see a cabbage sitting in the middle of the room, and it's kind of fuzzy flickering there, like it's kind of like static. And in that room also, to your left, are two small red bay dragons that are flying around each other, chasing each other. The next one over to the left of that is a swarm of rats that is now, from what used to be just covering the lower part of the floor, now filling about half of that room.
How
To
did
your
the
right,
dragons get into that room?
you get so try to explain it. There, it's like kind of like a staticky flicker. How if you get two signals at once. It's one is a lone cabbage just sitting in the room, kind of flickering in and out of reality, and then there's the two dragons that are also flying above it, flickering back and forth. In front of you, you see yourselves from the previous version, except they're looking at the one that's across from the dragons. And then the ones that are across from the dragons, so to your diagonal left, they're seeing talking, and then Walton, the dwarf, raises up his mace and swings at it, and breaking it, and causing that section to go a complete place in white. And then the ones you see, the ones from across to you, react to it and jump back, like, "Oh shit! What the hell just happened?" They turn and talk to each other some more, and then to your right is an empty copies of the room. They seemingly go on forever. And then behind you, the door which you came from is a black void that has a faint glossy sheen to it, with the door sitting in the middle.
That. I used my ethereal sight on everything but that.
But the door sitting in the middle.
Yes, I never looked at the door behind us.
So what are you gonna do?
Does my ethereal sight tell me anything about the door behind us?
So instead of having the usual black tendrils as it does in the normal world, it is just purely sitting on the wall. And the wall itself, with your ethereal sight, has a bit of a wave to it, but not the same as if it was being teleported there. But it's more as if it's a
It was
barrier.
as if it wasn't there. Like the box. Like the box. Oh my god, how have I not seen this before?
You never asked.
I never asked. Bobby,
Yeah.
what does the black thing look like to you?
I'll explain it to you. It looks like a solid wall, but so and Bob can see normally in this dimension, in a sense. This is an area zone,
Okay.
so you basically will see everything else. Wait, everyone else sees, mostly because, and mostly because I don't want to try to think about it. But at the same time, it it's special.
So, like, what would I be seeing differently than what I would normally see?
You see, well, you would see what everyone else would see. Maybe it's a bit hazier, but because you're not used to actually being able to see, but
I mean, like, is there anything that can I do a perception check to see if there's anything that stands out from what normally is something I wouldn't see?
oral perception and
5.
fuck. I'll just kind of give this to you then, just to push it. It does. It does. The wall of it does seem similar to the other walls, but that's beyond that. You can't tell anything beyond that.
Are you
The
able
wall
to
behind me.
go in? What is
Go
it that you do,
jaunt?
Nessa? Yeah, are you able to do a jaunt from this room?
I've never tried. And that's the thing that I was. So, I'm gonna try this in a weird order first. And that is, can we touch the black barrier?
Going to.
Yes.
All right. So as you lay your hand on it, it kind of gives way a bit. And it feels a bit velvety, but then it hardens back up into more of a glass texture.
It's very different from the other barrier that we had faced. But it is a barrier of some. Well, hold on. Can we roll an Arcana check against that to make sure that it is a barrier of some type?
Sure. I'll have Bolton roll here too with it.
Yeah, because mine sucks.
Hey.
Yay, Bolton! He saves us.
Alright, so Bolton will just kind of describe to you. It has a holy kind of a celestial presence to it of sorts. And it's not like normal magic you would find around your dimension, the world, outside, everywhere outside. It feels more spiritual, like as if a divine presence was nearby, but not Sully, the one he worships. 'Cause
So it's not Sune.
it is a place without light, but it's not a place without good.
I don't really want to jaunt. So I can already tell you that I can't jaunt. So if I jaunt, it's gonna basically tell me no. I can't go through it because I've had interactions with barriers before that also go into the ethereal realm like this. So if it's some type of divination magic, there's nothing that I can do to get around it. But I wonder if it's at all similar to the one that we had where it has breakable sides.
You want me to cast Detect Magic?
Well, we already know what kind of magic it is.
I suppose.
It's divine magic. Divination, divine.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Holy of sorts.
holy of sorts. It's not necessarily good and it's not necessarily bad,
But it is shrouded in darkness.
but it is shrouded in darkness, which technically could literally mean anything. So, I'm going to. What if you casted light on it?
He kind of get
You,
so Bolton's eyes are gonna kind of glow up, and he's like, "Why didn't we think of that before, lass?"
What the?
And he goes and places his hand on it
I love you.
to try to lighten it up, and a small circle about this, a bit bigger than his hand, turns into basically a white light glow and kind of shines through, and it lights up behind it a little bit, and then quickly fades. Roll perception if you want to actually see what it lit up.
I'll roll perception.
No natural 20.
Ooh, I rolled a 4.
I rolled an unnatural one.
An unnatural one. We're doing good.
All right. So Nami is what you think you can make out. You can see seats behind it. Maybe a few humanoid figures and unhumanoid figures. Bolton would have just seen kind of that it does illuminate behind it, and Avrothan and Bobby would have just not noticed it. We just saw the light circle on the wall itself and nothing else.
Should I cast Divine Sense so I can detect good and evil?
Huh. Maybe. I mean, you would probably detect a bunch of people behind this wall, unless this wall goes ahead and stops detection.
Let's try.
Because there
Well,
might be people behind this wall.
there. So I can
And I now officially
detect.
have beef with those people.
I use Divine Sense. Do I sense anything?
Uh, uh, you detect. I mean, it's the divine sense. The way divine sense works is it defines whether you see good, evil, or neutral nearby, right?
As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of my next turn, I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
This is considered
Uh,
total cover.
I'll just give it to you because, for the sake of pushing along, it does. You do get a sense of celestial bodies, and then it quickly gets cut off. Like it's not like it fades out. It's you can see it as you sense expands outwards. You see it, and you see a lot, and then you just get a hard cut off. That it all just suddenly disappear.
I'll pass this information along.
So,
Did I sense good or evil, or
It was a
it was
mix.
probably too
It was a
quick to specify the amount either.
It was definitely a mix of all three.
ah?
That's all you can tell from it.
Is this a game that they're playing? I don't like it. I'll pull up my rapier.
Okay.
And I'm gonna strike at the barrier.
All right. Roll for damage, or roll to hit. Roll for damage if you want.
16 to hit. 10 for damage.
All right. So you strike the barrier. It kind of first cuts as like cloth, and then it hardens. You continue striking through it, and it leaves a solid crack through it.
Would you like me to do that?
Interesting. Like a crack. Hmm. Yeah. Fuck it.
And I deceive the barrier and I think I can go through it.
Not again.
You can try.
Definitely love to try.
I'll let you try before I.
So if you get a nat 20 again, I'm gonna be.
I got 2. 2 plus a billion.
I was watching that box scene
14.
back, and you got a fucking nat 20. It's just... So you go to walk into it. It kind of gives way first, and then it just hard bounces you back, sending you across the room.
Okay.
Do you have a magical weapon, Fluffy?
I'm able to turn my battle axe magical.
Make sure you strike it with a magical attack.
That's the plan. I'm gonna cast magic weapon. And then I am going to take both of my swings um, at the wall or at the thing.
The wall.
Yep. So there's a 14 to hit,
All right. Damage.
9, and then a 26 to hit,
All right.
and 13.
Everyone, give me a perception.
19.
18.
12.
Highest perception roll of the day
Hey.
or of this entire campaign.
Bobby
So everyone,
actually sees shit.
so everyone that rolled above a 10, so everyone above 10 would hear, start to hear like nervous murmuring and shuffling of feet.
All right.
And as for your hits against it, there is now like about the size of your forearm, probably size gash and hole into it now.
Ooh, can I try and look through the hole?
You have to give me another perception, and you have dark
Yeah, that
vision.
was a 3. Somebody sticks their finger through and pokes me in the eye.
Do you have dark vision along with that too, or
I do not.
it's just black void as far as you can tell. You can breathe, but it's just black void.
And Bobby is very frustrated with this barrier and decides to try to punch it. I would keep in mind that my fists count as magical attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give it the old 1-2 punch. 18. That
All right.
hit.
Yep.
12 plus. That's 12 damage and then 2 fire damage on the first one.
All right.
Then a 24.
Okay.
The 6 plus 4 fire damage.
All right. So as Bobby hits it, it does give way a little bit, but then it kind of bounces back, and then a big spiderweb and crack goes across the entire thing and around the door, and seemingly like through the door, but not affecting the door itself. And then as it slowly falls apart onto the ground, the black void remains, and you hear in Celestial more loud murmuring,
I know
shuffling of feet as
Celestial.
people. Yes,
I've
you all know it's Celestial because
Oh.
it's from.
Oh, yeah. Ah!
It is a mix of voices saying the egg broke through. They're ruining the show. Just get out of here. This place is shit.
I'm not for your entertainment.
Uh, okay, no one has anything else to add now. So it kind of quiets a little bit. You notice some figures, people-shaped figures, and non-human-shaped figures in the front, and then they kind of turn to look at you, and then continue out towards up and back and out, and fade into the darkness.
I have dark vision.
Dark vision of 60 feet. They go past that.
Seriously? I'm gonna break this
This
thing.
whole
It's the
campaign
last thing
about
I
getting a good
do.
Rotten Tomato score.
Is it all the way broken or is it just partially broken?
It is. So its spiderwood cracked and then kind of fell down to the ground as it shattered. So it is basically a pile of broken glass at your feet.
Well, there's no other way to find out what's on the other side other than to walk through. I don't mind defying the gods if the gods won't answer.
Well, I can't see, but let's go.
So
I can see
Balton's
perfectly.
gonna touch your chest plate there, and gonna use light and make your chest plate a flashlight, basically.
Nice.
So as you enter or exit the mirror room, you find that you're in a theater. That's the best way to explain it. Like, it is a
Is it
you
a
hop.
movie theater?
You have to look around and find it.
No, like
Basically, you hop down.
would we refer it to as a movie theater?
There is a stage, but the kind of is a screen. Not really. It's more like a performance arts theater than a movie theater.
Oh. Well, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Is there anyone still in the theater?
There's a few people still sitting there watching you. And there's kind of some people that are asleep.
And then there's Stanley in the front row. Hello, super fans.
No, but off from the side, you notice a figure that is strikingly familiar. Want to roll me a history check to see if you recognize said figure as they're coming quickly approaching you.
An 18?
17. Ooh, that's
Ooh,
spicy.
I also got an 18.
The -2. Ooh.
I only have a +2.
I got nothing extra.
Oh. We're doing good up in here with those history checks.
Look. They don't pay me to know shit. Right?
So you immediately recognize her as the lady from the Lady Dreaming statue. She has a striking resemblance to her. So
It's
there are a
the
few things
lady
off.
dreaming.
She kind of struts up into a huff at you guys and tells you, you fucks ruined everything. This grand performance was supposed to make me a shit ton of money, and you guys ruined everything."
Hey. I'm not just some toy of entertainment, okay?
And I don't have any money.
Is this the ending of She-Hulk? That Bobby says?
That was awful.
Worst part is I don't even get that reference. That's the worst part.
Yeah,
I watched She-Hulk.
I didn't.
I'm sorry.
The show ends with her breaking the fourth wall into the theater and asking for a script change.
I have you know, this. I just made this up. I did not. She kind of in a huff and fucking kind of shoos you back through. Tries to shoo you back through it. It's like, fine, deal with your shit later. I'll break you out of the stupid thing. Just get out of here. You
No!
already ruined everything.
No! Absolutely not. I want to know who orchestrated this, and I want to fucking fight him. Or her. Who is the one that is causing this fucking time distortion? Because I don't appreciate it.
Ugh. Everyone knows you have to practice if you want to put on a good performance.
I am not a performer.
Darling, you mere mortals are nothing but puppets.
I'm
All of you.
not a performer for your petty gods and your petty struggles. That's why I never believed in you in the first place.
Not a puppet. I'm a real girl.
Who orchestrates this stupid game?
She kind of rolls her eyes at you, and digs into a what you can only assume is a pocket, but just kind of it's kind of a part of a person as well. And hands you a sheet of paper, a large stacks of sheet of paper, and like, but as you go to try to flip through the papers, you don't actually like flip papers. It just kind of basically like a tablet, but it's not a tablet. It's a single sheet of paper.
Oh, so it's a
And
paper tablet. It's like a smart paper.
yeah.
It's a celestial smart paper.
And Bobby would like to shake the hand of the person that's given them the opportunity to be in such a grand play.
And on said paper, it has major descriptive actions and scene locations that you have visited, between the taverns, the crypt, even the thieves guild, to the dragon house, and to the cult. So it's not very explained very well on how to get people to be a said cult or what the cult is about.
Who fucking wrote this? Is there someone that can tell time? Is there someone that can predict the future?
Darling, we've been working on this for the past century. The last person already fucked it up enough. We just need you to play your part.
No. Who who can tell the future? Who can manipulate the past?
She kind of pauses for a moment and thinks, and just kind of shrugs at you. It's like,
What do you mean? You just shrug.
Very explanatory.
everyone.
What
So,
was that?
mm,
What do you mean? Tell me
yeah.
Can I
now.
take the smart paper and try and go all the way to the end?
I want to know who wrote it.
Alright, so as you scroll through the end, you see notes about how they go on, how our heroes go on and get grand adventure and slay super demon land, and there's weird pictures of odd shaped creatures, all that.
We're supposed to slay Demons.
Feel like we've already slain one.
You know, if you wanted this to be better, maybe you should leave less marks. She's like reading it over her shoulder and being like, yeah, this is poor writing. This is awful.
Can I go all the way to the start and see if there's a name of who wrote it?
Oh yeah, normally playwrights put their name on either at the beginning or the end.
All right. So at the top, you see it's the it just doesn't have a name on it. Like it doesn't have a title for it, but it does have Kronos tied to it as a contact Kronos for help.
I want to speak to Kronos.
She's like, you can't. He's kind of on holiday. He set this up and then
I don't care.
he left. He
That's his
left.
problem.
We don't know.
I
We don't know where he's at.
Call him.
Huh?
Celestials have a way to contact each other, right?
No.
Summon him. Tell him that there's an emergency. Tell him that the heroes have escaped. Tell him that the paper thingy is burned.
Tell him that the heroes broke through and are planning to slaughter everybody here.
'Cause I will.
She laughs. She laughs hard at that statement. It's like, okay, okay. I'll send you get back and break you out. Just go home already.
No.
She's like, I wasn't offering.
Bobby looks over at the other two. I don't think I could punch these guys.
I want a meeting with Kronos.
What are you gonna do when you do meet him then?
Wouldn't you like to know? I don't
I,
have to
You'd
tell
like to
you.
know
I do.
what
That's
is
why I'm asking.
I don't have to tell you everything. You're just a lady and a statue.
The fact that they made a statue is not my fault. I never asked for a statue. And it's horrible, this position too. Look how big they made my boobs. And then she kind of pushes out her chest.
Yeah, horrible. I'm sure all the guys are so sad that they made your boobs so big. I really don't care. There's other statues everywhere around the city.
What would happen if we broke another one of the mirrors?
Time would reset.
And if we just kept doing that?
I assume that they would just keep on making mirrors.
I feel like that would get boring after a while, would it not?
Yeah, you'll get it right eventually. And she kind of gives a cartoonish shrug at you.
Yeah, because the last one obviously didn't work it out. You said that he didn't make it. He got sent off to jail.
Alvin was such a fun character at first. Everyone loved him.
Alvin?
Oh,
Isn't that the name of that one dragon?
What?
Never
What?
mind.
Alvin Ivan? I have to pull up my Google
No,
Doc.
it was Alvin. I was thinking of the dragon.
Mungus?
Alvin
Alvin
Mungus.
Mungus.
Alvin
Yeah,
Mungus.
Alvin the Chipmunk.
He
Yeah,
was such
what
an
did
interesting fellow until he just stopped. He just kind of gave up and just kind of sat around. He was really boring to watch, and people just stopped showing up to the show. So we kind of got rid of him. We was done with him.
so you sent him off to be killed?
We never did that.
What do you mean you
But
didn't do that? He was executed. What kind of gods are you that goes ahead and just kills people for the fun of it? That's messed up.
she shrugs. One's still trying to make money, obviously. You think even here in the celestial plane,
Why
food
would
ain't
you,
free.
why would you need money? You know what?
And Bobby asks, you keep mentioning on how we messed up, then what were we supposed to do?
You were supposed to follow the script. Isn't that obvious?
Where's
We
the
weren't given
give me
any
the
script.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't have been authentic otherwise.
Well, then how do you expect us to follow the script if we don't know the script?
He has a point.
Well, every time. Well, I would have told you. I would have given you the little pushes you needed. Do you know?
Uh, you
How
know,
helpful you've been.
I feel like maybe this is a waste of our time because obviously these people just don't get it.
What do you think? You mortals were made just to exist? You're made for our amusement.
How would you like it if people just went ahead and watched you over and over again?
What are you
Do
talking
not.
about? She's pretty boring.
Yeah, I mean, her statue is ugly.
She just kind of shrugs at you. You mortals are already so fascinated by us in the celestial plane. Is it any different than us from watching you? You guys constantly tell our tales over and over as little stories. Why can't we not watch your stories?
The difference between watching our stories and injecting yourselves into them.
Correct. There's a difference between watching and manipulating. What you're
That's
doing
it.
is manipulating. So maybe you just not do that and fuck off.
But it's no fun if all you do is sit around and do nothing.
Then go do something else.
Those are something
Get a hobby.
useful.
Get a job.
Bruh, get a
Yeah,
job.
that's a good idea too.
This is my job. Displaying the lives of interesting individuals like yourself to other celestial deities.
Then
Reviewing.
do it on the big screen as like their actual life and not the life that you decide.
Hmm.
Some of us
She shrugs.
actually have good lives. Some of us had good lives.
Bobby shrugs.
I mean, you say that like that one there wasn't made just for the situation, and she points towards Mbavi.
Like, I don't know what his situation is.
Bobby says me neither.
He created a soul that was just smart enough to live in this life for this play, because we needed a soul for her to fill a role.
So you created him just so you could fuck him up.
Created him just for him to be your little
You know how
plaything.
messed up that is? He doesn't have any will or any want or any needs. He's
Seems
just there.
he seems to have a will of his own.
Yeah, a will
That
to entertain you.
is that much different from what you're doing right now.
I have a will. And it's not to entertain any of you. My will is survival. Because I don't want to die again. Thanks for not saving me, P.S.
Well, neither does he, probably. So, in order to survive, he will entertain us.
No! In order to survive, I'm gonna see Kronos.
Is there any kind of exit from this room?
It is a pretty standard theater where it has aisles leading upwards, two doors.
Excellent. I'm just going to start walking.
Oh, that's a great idea. We can find Kronos on our own.
She moves to stop you and is like, I can't let you do that. If you go any much further than this theater, there will be problems.
That's
For
you to
you,
deal with, not for us.
I'm going to step around and just keep going.
Uh, so as you kind of get to the bar door, as she's struggling to pull on you back and keep you from walking, I mean, you guys reach the doors and she's just kind of still basically tugging on your clothes, digging her heels back to stop you, and you're just kind of just not successful in doing it. So you're at the doors. Next doors. What
We
do you
open the
do?
door, and it's New York City, and we're on Broadway.
Well, unless you can get Kronos here, I'm gonna go find him. So, bye.
All right. So as you open the door, it is once again a black screen and void.
Sick of these stupid voids. Is it just what does my ethereal sight and true sight tell me?
Uh. Well, looking into the ethereal plane, it is just a black void and everything around you. And it makes you look like you're floating in air because you are fully on celestial plane, and celestial plane isn't really tied to the ethereal plane in any
Correct.
sense.
So
So
there'd
you would
be
see
nothing there.
nothing.
So there is actually nothing there.
As far as you can tell. It is, in a sense, a black oblivion.
What if I touch it?
You go through it.
Would I risk oblivion just to find my answer?
Would you?
Would we?
Would going through it be like Peter Griffin going into the Way Beyond section of Bed Bath and Beyond? Or we're floating in space forever?
You have to go through to find out.
I think we find out.
Can I push the lady in to see what happens?
She's a
Well,
celestial, nothing's gonna happen.
Alright, so you push her in, and she kind of just basically takes a step into it, and stumble steps into it. It's about, let's say about a foot in, and then vanishes into the darkness. She pokes her head back through and says, "That was very rude, you know."
Oh, she's mad.
I think he was just checking something. I'm going to take a step in.
Are you gonna take like fully walk in,
Yeah.
or you?
I'm just going to step through
Yeah,
or
same.
step into it.
All right, so as you step through, you basically step out next to the Lady Dreaming statue.
God damn it!
The, the
And there
hell?
is no doorway behind you.
Is she still here?
She is not there.
Well,
She
shit.
duped us.
She didn't dupe, but she told us not to do it.
She did say it would cause problems, but I think she was referring to problems for herself. Is the black hole that had the diary still in the lady statue?
No, it is not. It is gone. All the items that were in it are in like kind of a offering altar in front of the statue, or on the offering from the statue.
Damn it.
Hmm.
Well, it's, I hope, good to know that time will continue to proceed, but we still have no idea what day it is.
Well, how about we take a walk and find out?
We just need to go downtown to the market, and we will find out what day it is. Messenger boy will be there, I'm sure.
Then let's do that.
All right. So as you all go down to the market area, you find news. You see the market stalls, and your news that it's start of the month again.
That bitch.
Hmm. Well, that's inconvenient.
Inconvenience isn't even the start of it.
Uh, everyone, give me a perception check.
15.
Nat 20.
Oh, perfect.
17.
That saves me a lot of trouble. Everyone rolled high. You see a dark elf that looks very familiar to the priestess walking around down the street. And she's carrying a bag of groceries.
I'd like to follow her.
Uh, 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 fuck, what was her name?
Jezebel,
Jezebel. Jezebel.
are you calling out to her?
Yes.
So she pauses and looks at you with confused looks like, do I know you?
No, but, someone had given me your exact description. I'm was told to give you good tidings.
It's like, oh, okay. I I need to go make dinner now, then if you don't mind.
Um, I have a warning along with a good tiding for you, though. Don't go near any mysterious doors.
Serious doors?
Correct.
I mean, that's kind of a given. You probably shouldn't enter strange places.
Well, that's all I was told.
Uh, okay.
I hope to see you again soon.
Mm, me too, I guess. And then
Enjoy.
as she says that, a tall elven warrior that looks strikingly similar to the elven warrior you fought as well calls out to her, and she kind of hurriedly alongs to him, and they walk off together.
Hmm. You can't just go ahead and mess with people's lives. It's not right.
I still think we should just follow them.
I mean, if you want, but the other third part of it was the rats of their stupid play. If we really wanted to go find a door, we would go back to where we found the other one, where the fairy dragons were.
Well, last time we had a reset, all the locations were changed.
Bolton's gonna chip in. He's like, well, there's only one way to find out now, isn't there?
It's to go there ourselves.
So, which location are you going to? You gonna go to the rat, the fairy dragon, or the cult? How?
The fairy dragons is gonna be easier, because I can just go ahead and sneak in there.
Okay.
I know exactly where it is. I can just go ahead and climb over the wall and pick the lock.
Except that it's been. I guess you can still see the door.
Just for the sake of simplicity, we're not gonna swap maps or anything. I don't. Oh, we can if you want to, but it's not gonna have really any impact on what happens.
Nah.
No. I'm just gonna go over there and see if the door is actually there.
Alright, so you climb over the back wall, and if you open the little chapel door behind the building, small altar door leading to the small altar, there is in fact no door there.
Interesting. Does the ethereal sight give any sign of teleportation or anything?
You do see slight wibbly wobblies of past, like, transitional planar magic, but other than that, there is nothing there.
I don't trust it. We didn't get any weird waff of magic or anything. I want
You
to go
know
back to
what?
them and tell them
This would also explain why Bobby's so good at acting.
that would actually 100%.
Indeed.
He was made to be an actor.
I guess. Do we start from square one? She said
And
we
go searching for more
No.
So are you gonna spend time
doors.
searching for it, or are you gonna?
No. That's stupid. This whole thing is stupid. I want to find Kronos. I think we should just continue on and pretend that nothing happened. I'm gonna fucking knock down that lady dreaming statue until she gives me an audience with Kronos. Oh wait, no, she said that she wasn't a part of that. Never mind.
He wasn't a part of what?
Making the statue.
Yeah. She doesn't like the fact that the boobs are bigger than in real life.
She secretly likes it. Don't even lie.
Oh.
So do we just go on for a month pretending that everything is fine?
If you want to, or you can look around for doors, or look around the signs of the doors, or do whatever you want for the entire month if you like.
I just want to know if it resets at the end of the month. I think I would look for the doors, because I want a fucking audience with Kronos.
Alright. So decide on what you're gonna do, and I'll tell you what happens from there.
We can look for the doors.
You don't have to help me. You can continue on with your life.
I have nothing better to do.
This is a personal quest now.
Alright, so then you guys, those who choose to, as they look around the city for signs of the doors and rumors of cults around the doors and all that, you find nothing. There is absolutely no residual information about it, no effects outside of the few, besides the one location that you checked that had the ethereal site. As far as you can tell, you spend the entire month checking, and at the end of the month, where it originally had the big blast, there was nothing. It just life kept going.
Sounds like we ruined their show, and so it's no longer going on?
Yeah, but it can keep on going on with other people. That's what I don't like, is that they could pick another group of unwilling mortals, as they call them.
True.
And I don't think that that's okay. If I could control time, I could stop that.
Unfortunately, neither of us is gods. Which makes things slightly more difficult.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're the closest thing to a person of godhood.
Hmm.
It's got to like a manhood.
I don't know.
And Bobby's from the hood.
Now I feel bad about leaving, but
They could have been nicer about things.
it doesn't feel right. If only Kronos would just come back from his stupid vacation. So I
Who
can
knows? Maybe they're going to complain to him and then he'll come and talk to us. Whenever he gets back from his vacation.
I'll give him a piece of my fucking mind.
So the last thing, you find a note and a small sack of coins that are of no currency and that you can tell from by the Lady Dreaming statue. And the note is written in Celestial, and you realize you can no longer speak Celestial. You no longer understand what is written on it.
Uh, joke's on you, it's on my character sheet.
Somebody comprehend languages quick.
Celestial in any way, shape, or form related to primordial.
I forget. God, that is such a. I remember.
I mean, I have Celestial picked as one of my languages. Original languages. I don't know if you'll let me keep that, but.
Mm, you can make out a few words in it, and we'll see along the lines of, "Sorry, here's compensation."
Compensation in a currency that I'm never gonna fucking use. Great, I'll use it to bribe Kronos to teach me how to fucking skip 30 seconds of my life.
And with that, I don't have anything else, and there's nowhere else for this to go. That is actually the end.
Wow, we did it?
I mean,
We just had to bully them into stopping?
you broke out of the loop.
How do we get them to
Somebody
stop?
else's loop now.
Yeah, it's somebody else's fucking problem now.
Suckers!
And Bobby says, believe, that's all, folks, and then does a thumbs up towards the camera. Because he was in on it the whole time.
I'm so fucking.
The solution was to break the fourth wall the entire time.
Yeah. Yep.
We make it canon that Stanley actually was in the theater, though.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that.
That's fine.
That's
Would you
You're sitting
to
there-
keep a page?
you're sitting there talking to people about Spider-Man,
That's yeah.
and then he shoots webs from his wrist like. Psh.
I gotta go, guys. Door.
Bachata.
What?
At your
Bachata.
bachata class.
Well, no, there's somebody at my door.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Have fun.
So,
bring a knife.
ta-da.
I wanted to talk about the
Each wings
introduction of
from
his
building
character.
superfans.
Did you end the recording, by the way?
No, I didn't.